I'm Raymond, welcome back to Family People, and this is a continuation of our Marvel Ultimate campaign, everything Season 1, and we are today back at the table against the Green Goblin. So let's remind ourselves he does have a special setup. So the special setup for the Green Goblin is that we do not place the threat cards and the tokens on the locations. Instead, we'll keep the cards face down, threat deck, and the threat tokens in a side pool. So that is what we will do here. So we've got our threat deck. So I'm just going to gather the threat tokens from around the board. They are set up just underneath the threat deck, so we've got that. And let's remind ourselves of the special rules. So when a threat is cleared, we're going to shuffle it into the deck and add a threat token from the pool to the mission card, so we do get to gain the threat cleared token. Green Goblin can't be damaged if there are any civilians on this dashboard, and if we are in his location, we can use a double hero feat to rescue a civilian from here. Okay, so he's basically using the civilians as body shields, right? When he bams, he deals 1 damage to each hero in Green Goblin's location, and then we draw a threat card and place it on the next clockwise location without a threat card. In the event of overflow, we're going to place a threat card in the next clockwise location, and the villainous plot is to get threat cards in every location across the board, and then we lose the game. So that is Green Goblin's plan, is to fill the world with threat. Okay, so he's got his 6 threat cards here. So we'll just have a quick look at what these are. Whoops. Sneaky thugs coming on the green screen there. Okay, so we have Electro, and Electro says bam and deal 1 damage to each hero in both adjacent locations. So he has 4 health. We have another henchman being Lizard, so bam, deal 2 damage among heroes in this location. Heroes choose how we want to split that damage. He has 5 health. And then the third and final henchman we have is a Craven. So Craven says we'll move this threat to the next clockwise location in the event of a bam without any threats if possible, and then deal 1 damage to each hero in that location. Comes in with 4 health. So they are the henchmen in Green Goblin's threat deck. So in addition to the henchmen, we have the following. We have corporate thugs. So when this threat is placed, add a thug to this location. Each thug in this location requires 2 damage to be defeated. So we have 2 of those corporate thugs. And then finally we have a using civilians as a shield. There we go. Ooh, there we go. That's kind of middle there, right? Okay, so Green Goblin cannot take any damage if there are any civilians in this location if this threat is in play. So that's how those work. Shuffle those up, and we're going to keep those here with our threat tokens. Okay, so let's see who will be joining the fray against Green Goblin today. We have Nova. I think it's the first time we've played Nova, so he is, of course, this is challenge mode, so we are removing our double wild. So we will see where he will go in a moment, and he will be joined by Quicksilver. So again, I think it's the first time we're playing Quicksilver in this campaign, so Quicksilver will also be joining the fray. So we're just going to give their cards a quick shuffle, and we'll roll a die and see where Green Goblin will begin. So let's have a look. He's starting on location number 1. He's going to be starting at the Daily Bugle. So let's have a look at our location. So location number 1, the Daily Bugle. So we get to reveal the top card of Master Plan deck if we are here at the end of our turn. Choose to place it on the bottom. We have the Oscorp Tower, so we gain a movement token, and we have Queens, so that's our healing spots. Next up, we have the Midtown High School, which is where we will start, and at the end of the turn we can get a heroic feat. And the Brooklyn Bridge, we can add a civilian to any location, then rescue a civilian from here. And as I'm going around, I just realised it's put our population out as well. And then final, last but not least, Osborne Labs with a thug. So here is where we can gain an attack token. Okay, so back out. We've got civilian and a thug. We've got 2 civilians. Oops. Civilian, a thug. And 2 civilians. Okay. So that is our board completely set up. And we are ready to roll. Let's have a look and see what Green Goblin will do first. This doesn't look good. He is going to stay where he is. And bam. So let's have a look. You can see where he is and bam. So let's remind ourselves what to do in the event of a bam. There's damage, so deal 1 damage to each hero in Green Goblin's location, which is none. Then we're going to draw a threat card and place it in the next clockwise location without a threat. So let's see what that threat card is. It is going to be Corporate Thugs. When this threat is placed, we're going to add a thug to this location. And then each thug in this location requires 2 damage to defeat. So Oscorp Tower just became a bit more intelligible. And that's it. That's his bam done. And where's the rest of his card gone? What is his card over there? Okay, sorry. Okay, so back to green screen. Goblin formula. As long as this card is in play face up the storyline, Green Goblin has 1 extra health and deals 1 extra damage with his bam. And we didn't discuss health. In fact, let's have a quick look at his overlay. With 2 heroes, he's going to have 5 health, so he's now got 6 health. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, so he's just leveled up, and he's doing an extra damage with each bam. Okay, I'm just going to pop that up here on the storyline so I don't forget. Okay, so we are across to Nova. So let's draw up his starting hand. I am help. Wild, and do a double heroic in an adjacent location. That's tasty. And a single wild. So we do have quite a number of wilds from Nova, so that's one of his benefits that he brings to the fray. Okay, let's have a look then. So what do I want to do? I want to clear civilians for sure, because they're a body shield for Green Goblin potentially, so we want to get rid of those. Rather want to rescue those, and we have got the corporate thugs. So what I'm thinking is we could clear that threat and then it's dealt with. So we're going to have a look. We're going to do, I'm going to start by taking the right card because that helps. So Nova will use his single wild to move, and then he's going to do the double heroic in a neighbouring location to put 2 heroic feat tokens down. We are well on our way to clearing those corporate thugs. Over to Quicksilver then. So we have a single wild, double wild. You can move any other heroes with you this turn. Another double move, sorry, and a attack. Okay. Okay, that's fine. Let's go ahead and do that, shall we? We want to both be at the same location. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay, so we're going to do a double move, and we're going to take other heroes with you this turn. Now then, I presume this then is legal. So we're going to move from high school to Queens as one move, and I'm going to take Nova with me over to Oscorp Tower for my second move, and then the wild I'm going to use to clear the corporate thugs. So that is our first of 4 Oops. Threats cleared. Okay. That's there. We have to then shuffle it back in. What I believe it says. So when a threat card is cleared, shuffle it back into the deck and add a threat token to the mission card. So we've done that. Okay. That's gone. And so we cleared our first threat. We are back to Nova. And he's got the I am help again. But it has got a double move this time. What do I want to do? That's fine. Let's do the I am help again. Do I want to do I am help? No, let's do. I'll tell you what. Let's do a heroic feat and a punch. Let's do a heroic feat and a punch. So we could do a heroic feat and a punch. And I do have 2 moves. The question is, we've got all these locations open and we can gain any of the tokens, any of the benefits. We don't need to heal. We could take a peek at the master plan card, or we could gain a move token, a heroic feat token, or an attack token, or we could rescue a civilian. Okay. How about we do, from here, we're going to rescue a civilian and defeat a thug. And then we've got up to 2 move that we can do. So let's go ahead and gain a heroic feat token, because why not? Okay, so that's done. We are back to our villain, and Green Goblin will move 2 and a bam and put out civilians. Okay. So let's see where he goes. He's going to move past Osborne's to Queens, and he's going to bam. So we'll deal 1 damage to each hero there, which is none. Then we're going to draw a threat card, place it in the next clockwise location, and the threat card is Lizard. So he comes in with 5 health. What a beast! 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay. He's going to move and bam. So this is part of his bam. I'm just trying to work out, does the bam now take effect? Or does it not count until the next turn? I'm not sure. Because he's resolved his bam effect by placing that threat. Does the threat's bam now take place? I think not, but I'm interested to know what you think. Although maybe it does, maybe it does. It's the worst possible scenario for us, so I'm guessing we would take that as read that that is what would happen, is that he would now play his bam. So the Lizard's bam is he is going to deal. What was that not focusing? He's going to deal 2 points of damage to Nova. So we're going to dispose of 2 cards. Well, that's fine. We'll get rid of the single wild, and we'll save the I am help for another go. I'm not overly fussed because we do have our healing location open, so we can get to that. And then we need to put out our 2. So we're going to put 2 civilians out in Green Goblin's location. I'm going to put a civilian out in each adjacent location. So we do want those heroic feats. That's fine. So that is it. He is done. So we took the worst possible scenario for that. And we are back to our heroes, this time across to Quicksilver. So we've got to move and attack, double move, heroic feat, wild and single attack. We have got a heroic feat and an attack. So let's do a move. So we've got a move, heroic feat and double attack in the storyline. I didn't want more heroic feat, but that's fine. That is what it is. We have got a double attack, so let's go ahead and go and attack. Oh, it's not a double move though. I want to do a double move instead. Not really. But I would like to have got there. Although if I've ended there, he should have got a move token. Apologies, folks. Quicksilver should have gained a move token. So he will spend his move token and do 2 moves across. We'll rescue one of the civilians and queens, heroic feat, and we'll do 2 points of damage to Lizard. Oops. Okay. So that's it for Quicksilver. We are over to Nova. Okay, so we've got an attack and heroic feat. We've got a move and a heroic feat. We've got an attack and a move in the storyline already. So that's fine. Let's stick with the heroic feat and attack. So we've got double attack. So we'll do 2 points to Lizard. He has 1 point left. And we're going to rescue a civilian. And we can move. That's fine. We are going to move to Queens. We're going to draw next card towards our healing. And in fact, we're going to use our heroic feat token to rescue a civilian there as well after we moved. Okay, so we are back to Quicksilver. Right. We've got a move and a heroic feat. We have got an attack in the storyline. That's good, I think. So let's go ahead and do the final point of damage on Lizard. Lizard will now get shuffled back into the threats, and we have cleared another mission. Sorry, not mission, threat. Okay, so that was the single attack. And we've got a move and double heroic feat left. So let's go ahead and okay, we're going to do a single heroic feat here at Midtown High School, and we're going to move to Brooklyn Bridge and do another heroic feat there. And then at the end of the turn, I'm going to add a civilian to Brooklyn Bridge and rescue them. So we are well on our way to clearing this mission. And we are back to our villain, Green Goblin. He is going to stay where he is, and bam! Oh! That is not good. That is a knockout for Nova. So he has taken 2 points of damage. Ouch. Okay. And then he's got to draw a threat card and put it in the next adjacent. So it's more corporate thugs. Okay. And that's it for the BAM effect. Okay. So we need more heroic feats. Clear this zone. It's what we're talking about. So that's it. That's Green Goblin done. We are back to Nova. He will stand back up and draw up. Oh, what did I just say? We need heroic feats. We've got them in spades. Okay. So let's go ahead and clear that threat then. So he will move 1 and spend 3 heroic feats to clear that threat. So that gets shuffled back in, and we are going to, at the end of our turn, gain a heroic feat token. Sorry. Okay, we are back to Quicksilver. We'll draw a card, and it is a heroic feat. Nice. We've already got 2 heroic feats, but we don't have any civilians on this side of the board. We do need to be moving. 2 will do it for sure. So let's go ahead and do that then. We're going to do move 2. So we have move 2 and heroic feat 2. Ooh, but do I want to clear that just yet? On the basis that it expedites him, we need to clear 2 more threats and then we can start attacking him. I think that's worthwhile. Hopefully, we will see. I'm not seeing lots of attack. It's a bit concerning, but that's fine. We'll go with it. Okay, so we're going to do double move, double heroic feat. So Quicksilver flies straight over to Queens. So 2 move and 2 heroic feat. We have cleared our first mission, which means it is now back to Green Goblin, who is now under pressure. So, whoop, he is going to do, oh, move one and bam. He really does not like Nova at all. So he's going to move one. So I've got a bit of hair. I don't know what's going on. So he's going to move one and he's going to bam, which will do 2 points of damage to Nova. Ouch. We're going to keep the Iron Help. So we know we've got one other reserve somewhere lower down in there. That's fine. He's going to, so it was 2 points of damage there, and he's going to draw another threat, and the threat is, oh, Electro. That's not good. So he will do 1 more point of damage to Nova, which is a knockout. Oh, and what I didn't do was his BAM again. Apologies, I missed that. Which would have put, ooh, that's a point. I've missed something. That would have put another threat out and another threat out. Apologies, folks. I forgot when Nova was knocked out the first time, he should have put done an extra BAM, which wouldn't have caused him any extra damage, but would have put another threat out. I'm not entirely sure how to reset, so I'm just going to go ahead and put the extra 2 threats out on the basis we've got a BAM for this turn and then a double BAM. So this one from previous turn, well, anyway. So he's knocked out again, we put another threat out. That's all done. Okay. That's fine. So we've definitely got enough threats out now to do. We've got half the threats out. We are at risk, folks. We are at risk. But it is what it is. Okay, so, and then we're going to put out thugs this time. So we're going to put 1 in this location and 2 in each of the neighbouring locations. So still no overflow, so that's good. Okay. And we are back to Nova. So he's got Iron Help and a single wild. Sorry, he should draw fully up first. I don't know why I only drew 2. There we go. So he stood up and is fully restored. Okay. We've rescued all the civilians. It's a lot of effort to try and clear the thugs. We don't have a lot of attacks. We need to attack him. I think ideally that's what we're using the wilds for. Therefore, what to do? I've got a double move. Oh, that's fine. 1, 2, 3. That's fine. I've got a double move in the storyline. Let's move Green Goblin's card down to the storyline. Okay, so we've got double move in the storyline with a single move and a heroic feat. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And with that heroic feat, we're going to put a token on here. Plus, he has a token that we'll use to put on here as well. Okay, so we are well on our way to clearing that threat. It is back to Quicksilver, who has his double move, can rescue 1 civilian in each location you enter. Okay, that's fine. We don't need that, but what we do need is to clear that threat. So we will proceed with that. So we're doing 3 move and a heroic feat, and we're going to rescue civilians. So 1 and rescue a civilian, and 2. Or do I put a wild down instead? I'm going to put the wild down instead, just on the basis we don't need to rescue the civilians. We'll keep the extra movement just in case. And that means we can clear that. So we've got a double move and a heroic feat, so that's going to shuffle back in there. We've got rid of tokens. Oh, and we get to have a look at the master plan. That's our 3rd threat of 4 cleared. Master plan card is kidnap. If there are any civilians in Green Goblin's location, take 1 and place it on this board. That will definitely go to the bottom. Okay, so we've avoided the kidnapping. Nice, and we are back to Green Goblin, who will instead do a 5 and a bam. Okay, so he will move here, do a bam. He doesn't do any damage. These two do damage, but there's nothing there for them to damage. But we are going to put out another threat, which will come here. Fantastic. Using civilians as a shield, Green Goblin cannot take any damage as long as there are any civilians in this location, which there are, and that's there. Okay, that's fine. So that's the end of his bam, and now he's going to put out 2 civilians in his current location. Oh. And a civilian and a thug neighbouring. So that's primed for overflow, and a civilian thug. Next one, which is also primed for overflow. Right, so we're now back to Nova, and he has a wild. That's fine. Let's do this then. So we're going to do. He's got a wild, and then I am the help. So he's going to use a single wild first of all to put a heroic feat token on using civilians as a shield. He's then going to use the other wild to move. Sorry, put it up here. So he's going to move. He's done a single heroic feat. Single wild for a heroic feat here. He's then used the other single wild to move, and then he's going to use the double wild heroic feat and an adjacent to clear this threat. So that is all of our threats cleared, which means we can now attack Green Goblin. But he has got 6 health to clear. We have just the 2 threats out. Okay, so that is it. And he gains a move token. So give him that. And we're back to Quicksilver. Has a move and can defeat 1 thug. Double move. Nice. Okay, we'll definitely do that then. Double move and defeat thugs. So we're going to do 1 and 2. We'll defeat 2 of those thugs as we move through those locations, and then he's going to use the wild to do a point of damage to Green Goblin. Fantastic. We have started, but he's back to the villain's turn. He will do 4 and a bam. So 1, 2, 3, 4 back to the Daily Bugle. He's going to bam, which causes no damage here, but will put out the next threat clockwise. So we have corporate thugs over there, and then he's going to put out lots of thugs. Okay, so we're going to have 2 thugs here. We're going to have a thug here and overflow, which means we put the next threat out clockwise. And we're going to put out 2 thugs here, which is fine. We can do that. We have got 2 threats left in the pool. We need to defeat him. Yes, that's fine. Okay. So we are back to Nova. It has a move token. We've got a double move in the storyline. We definitely need to be punching. So, just not much, is it? Just not much. So he will move. So he will move from Oscar Tower to the Daily Bugle and attack. So that's another point off of Green Goblin. He'll keep his token. We get to peek at the Master Plan card deck, which is 1 bam. Cause more overflow. 2 of. Gonna have to get rid of that one. Okay, can't afford that. That will destroy us. We are back to Quicksilver. Oh, no attack. He needs to move is the issue. Oh, so you can do a run and then use that single attack. It's just pipping away at him. Unfortunately, it's not very powerful. 1 and 2, and we can rescue civilians on the way. Oh, okay, so I mean, at least that helps that you enter this turn. So not that one, but that one. And we get to do a point of damage. So he is down to 3. And we can have a look at the next master plan card. 2 and a bam, and then kidnap. We'll avoid that one. Oh, how is this going to work out? He's going to back to his turn, and it is 3 and a bam. That's in maximum distance away. That is not good. Not good for us at all. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, okay. So he is over at Midtown High School. And he's going to put out 2 civilians here, which is an overflow, 2 civilians there, which is an overflow, but no overflow over here. So his bam, first of all. Right, so let's do his bam. Deal damage to there. He can't do that. He's going to put the next threat token out, and with the overflow, the next threat token, and we're done. That's we lost. That was it. Just couldn't cause enough damage was the issue. The heroes are very heroically aligned, which is great for clearing the threats, rescuing civilians, but couldn't do the damage. I don't think we had a single. In fact, no, we haven't. We haven't got a single. Sorry about tabletop. We've not got a single double damage. Lots of moves. We've got a few of the double, in fact just one double heroic feat, lots of moves, lots of wilds, which is obviously helpful, but yeah, otherwise it's all just single attacks, and ultimately that is what failed us. So he had 3 health left. We definitely need more on the attack front to take out Green Goblin. Okay, so Nova's been KO'd. We're going to have to revisit this with different heroes, see if we can do more damage. That's the ticket, folks. Definitely with a henchman as well. I think if we come heavy damage with enough movement to hunt him down, I think that should hold us in good stead. Let's see if we can make this happen. Okay, so let's try that again. Got our threat cards. We've reset the board. So everything's ready to go again, and this time joining us in the fray against the Green Goblin, we will have our trusted heroes who have proven well thus far. We have Black Widow. Move her double wild. Draw her hand. That's what we need, is her double punches. And joining her would of course be Falcon. Move his double wild. Draw his starting hand. Of course he has the speedy resolution of air strike. Okay, so we'll determine where the Green Goblin, Red Goblin, Green Goblin will begin with location number 3, so over at Queen's healing place. Therefore, our heroes will begin over at Osborne Labs. Okay, typical fashion then, our villain begins. So we'll start with a 1 and a bam. So Green Goblin will move 1 and commit a bam. So we'll deal 1 damage to each hero there, which is none. And then we'll draw a threat card, place it in the next clockwise location. And it is Corporate Thugs. Need those heroic feats to clear. So Thugs there now require 2 damage, and we need to put an extra Thug out on that location. Okay, nothing else to do in a bam. That is it for... and then we'll put out 2 civilians at the high school. And 1 civilian on either side. So that's 1 over at Queen's and 1 over at Brooklyn Bridge, which is now at capacity. This is Midtown High School. So Black Widow is up first. We draw a single wild. What do we want to do to start off the fray? We've got 1 attack we can do where we currently are. Oh, it's difficult. It's difficult. So, I mean, there really isn't a lot to do. We could do one attack, gain an attack token. We could do a single move. We could do a wild, which we could use to do a single attack and clear that thug. No use using really the double attack or the double heroic feat. There's nothing to do there. That's a bit frustrating. So we'll play the wild. I think that's the better of the options. And at least Black Widow can attack that thug and gain a attack token. So we'll do that. Over to Falcon, who draws and move an attack. Okay, so he could move and do a double attack, but they are going to require 2 over there now. Ooh. Therefore, I think we're going to do start getting rid of that corporate thugs for sure. So we're going to move and heroic feat, and we've got a wild, which means Falcon can move to Brooklyn Bridge and use the heroic feat token and use the wild as another heroic feat token. So we're well on our way to clearing that threat. We're back to Black Widow. Draw a card. We've got a move and a heroic feat. Nice, but we don't need the extra heroic feat. That's fine. We'll do double heroic feat for Black Widow, which means she can do, so she's got a move and 3 heroic feat now. So she will do a move and heroic feat to clear that. And then with her remaining 2 heroic feat, she will rescue 2 of the civilians. And we've accrued 1 of those threats. And we need to shuffle that threat back in. And then end of turn phase now, we can add a civilian to any location, so we may as well add it there and then rescue it straight away. So we are 1/3 of the way through clearing that mission. Okay, so that was a pretty active first turn actually. So villain Green Goblin does 2 and bam. Let's have a look. So we're going to move across to Osborn Labs. Going to do a bam for Osborn Labs. So we'll do damage there to heroes. There are none. We'll then draw a threat card and place it on the next clockwise location, which will be over here at Daily Bugle, and it is another corporate thugs. Okay. But it will, Green Goblin will then put out 2 civilians over here at Osborn Labs, and then we'll put out a civilian up here, Brooklyn Bridge, and a civilian over here at Daily Bugle. So we've contained so far. It is over to the Falcon. It will draw. So he's got 2 airstrikes. Move to any location, attack there, and then move. And we've got a double heroic feat. So I think that's actually pretty sweet. It's a bit frustrating. No, we can use that. Yeah, we can use that. Okay, we're gonna do an airstrike. So it means Falcon can move to any location and then attack there. So Falcon will fly over to Oscorp Tower and attack the thug, one of the thugs that's there. And we'll then use the move to move down to the Daily Bugle and then use the double heroic feat to start clearing this threat. Okay, so that's very active. Black Widow has a move and a heroic feat and a move in the storyline, or got a double attack and a move. So she could do a double attack and a move. Could do a double move and a heroic feat. I don't think there's much point doing that. Oh, no, actually. Yes, that would be worth doing. So double move and heroic feat means Black Widow can come 1 and 2. Heroic feats clear the corporate thugs. And at the end of her turn, we can have a look at the master plan card, which is stay where he is and bam. Which will put another threat out, and that's not a bad thing. So I think we're happy to keep that one, and we've cleared another threat, so we'll put that on. Okay, so we know what Green Goblin is going to be doing. We are back to Falcon. As his single wild, he's got a move and a heroic feat in the storyline. We don't have any more threats to clear. So he could just do a move and an attack, which is a double move and an attack and a heroic feat. Yes, that works for us. So Falcon can therefore then do 1 and 2 over to Brooklyn Bridge and do a heroic feat, rescue a civilian and an attack to defeat a thug, and then activate the end of turn, put a civilian there and rescue it. So we're halfway through completing the rescue civilians. Okay, we didn't gain any more tokens, but that's fine. We are back to the Green Goblin, and we know what he's doing. He's going to stay put and he's going to bam, so he's going to cause damage to heroes, which is none. There are no heroes in his location, so that's null. And then he's going to draw a threat card and place it on the next clockwise, and it is Lizard. Okay, so coming in with 5 health. When he bams, 1, 2, 3, 5. When he bams, deal 2 damage to heroes in this location, split as you please. Now, as you played last time, we played that because this is he's put out as part of the bam effect, he will now bam. I don't know. I'm interested in what your view is, but I think that's what will happen. So we need to clear. He's attacking Black Widow. So having a look at what we've got, we want to keep the double attack, and we're going to clear these 2 therefore. So that is it for Green Goblin. We are back to Black Widow, so she will draw. Or we can interrogate and do a single attack, but that's fine. I think that can wait for now. We're going to do the double attack because we've already got a move and attack from Falcon, which means she can do 3 points of damage to Lizard. That's 1, 2, 3. So I think that's a good start. Now that does mean Falcon, okay, he draws a heroic feat. Now he can do the airstrike. Okay, we're gonna chance it. We're gonna chance it on the basis that it means he can get rid of Lizard. But we don't have any heroic feat. We're kind of dependent on. Although actually, is he better? No, I think he's going to be better. So, sorry, going back to Black Widow, she has a attack token. So she's going to use that attack token before Falcon acts. Which means Lizard only has 1 hit point left. So she just needs to do 1 more damage, and that's our 3rd threat cleared. Which means Falcon can do something else. He's got a double attack. He can use one of those attacks where he currently is. If he can put a move down, he can do another attack. And that gets us over halfway on defeating the thugs. So I think we're going to do the wild. And put that in the timeline. Storyline. So it means he can do a single attack here and clear this thug. He can then do a move for that wild and clear this thug. And then also gain a heroic feat for a future turn. That's good. We are back to Black Widow, draws, and it's a move and attack. That's great. Let's go ahead, or do we want to take a sneak peek and see what he's going to throw at us? If I defeat him, I get to peek at the top of the deck anyway if I stay there. Okay, I think we're going to move and attack on the basis that it means Black Widow has got a wild, a move and attack. So she can do the attack here and clear the lizard, which is a third threat cleared. And now she has a move and a wild, which means probably a bigger risk at Daily Bugle. So we're going to rescue a civilian from Daily Bugle. And then we're going to move. Where are we going to move to? Osborne Labs for an attack token. I think so. Although we were going to. Oh, we were going to stay. Stay there. We're risking it now. That's fine. We're going to move. Yeah, we'll do a move. And gain an attack token for a future turn. We're risking it, and we're going to see now what the Green Goblin is going to throw at us. It's a move 2 and a bam. So, Green Goblin will move 1 and 2, and will bam here. So there is no heroes over here to do damage to. He will then put out a random threat card, and it is more corporate thugs. So we need more heroic feats to get rid of these corporate thugs. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, and then in the meantime, we're going to put out 2 thugs in Green Goblin's location. And then a thug in each of the adjacent locations. Fine, that makes that worthwhile. Okay, that's fine, we can do this. So hopefully we'll see. We are back to Falcon. Draw a card. That's another airstrike. It's good. Want to keep a hold of those. So we've got a move and an attack in the storyline. I think what we're going to do is a heroic feat with Falcon. So it means Falcon can do a move and a heroic feat, and then we have a heroic feat token from ending our turn at the high school previously. So that's now nearly cleared, and then with the attack we'll get rid of that thug that's just been placed. Oh, we are doing great on these. I'm very impressed. And then we need to do some damage to him. Okay, so that's it for Falcon. We are back to Black Widow, who will draw. Where is she? She needs to get to... Oh, Queen's has just been blocked. Okay, thanks for that. So she's drawn another interrogate card. She's not great. She's not got a move. And there's nothing for her to attack there. That is frustrating. And it does mean she can't give Falcon another heroic feat to complete that threat. Well, we don't have a choice. It's got to be that card. One or the other. So the attack is wasted, but we will gain another attack token. We can rescue a civilian with the heroic feat. We will do that. And we get to peek at the master plan, and it is kidnap. Let's have a look at kidnap. It says, there we go. If there are any civilians in Green Goblin's location, take one and place it on his dashboard. So we do not want that to happen, so that can go to the bottom. Thank you, Black Widow. So that was worthwhile. Okay, we are back to Falcon. Heroic feat. Ah, it's an attack. Okay. What to do? So I think it's all a bit wasted, unfortunately. I think we're going to do an airstrike, which means Falcon can... does that help any? Not really. No. I was thinking about trying to get here to defeat 2 thugs and then moving back over here. This is where I want to get because I want this heroic feat token, but it doesn't help me. So I think we're going to just have to play the straight heroic feat token, the straight move, in order that Falcon can then move to here and at the end of his turn pick up another heroic feat token. Just feels a bit stale, wasteful, but it is what it is. Right, so moving on. Villain. He does. It's another kidnap. It's the kidnap. Okay, so he's going to move 2 and bam. Ooh, Falcon's going to take it. 1 and 2 and deal 1 point of damage to Falcon. So let's have a look. We need to get rid of one of these cards. We'll put an airstrike at the bottom, I think. Okay, so we've got rid of one of the cards. Okay, and he's going to put a threat token out, a threat card out in the next one. So it's using civilians as shield. Green Goblin cannot take any damage as long as there are any civilians here. Thankfully there are none. So that's just gone up to Brooklyn Bridge and there are no tokens here at all. Now it does say, however, if there are any tokens in Green Goblin's location, take one and place it on his dashboard, which means he now has a body shield. And we're going to have to spend 2 heroic feats. That could be our downfall. Oh, that's frustrating. That's frustrating. We managed to get rid of one of them, not the second one. Okay, so we are back to Black Widow. Let's see what she gets, because she's already done her double heroic feat. Another interrogate, so we get to take a sneaky peek of what he's got, but it doesn't really help us. She does have a move, however, so it does mean she can move from here to the Daily Bugle and defeat another thug with that attack. So move and attack, and we get a look at the master plan card, Goblin Formula. As long as this is face up in the storyline, gets an extra health and deals an extra damage, we'll get rid of that. Thank you very much. Now that's her turn, and then at the end of the, I can reveal using the Daily Bugle. Haha, nice. And it is 3 and a bam. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So that will put him where Black Widow is, which will cause her 1 point of damage, which will knock her out. She only has 1 card. What do I need to do is the question. I need to clear that threat, but we now need to get rid of that flipping body shield. Oh, that is frustrating. bring a bam. And it will cause overflow over at Oscorp Tower, so I'm going to chance it and put it on the bottom. Oh, okay, so that's Black Widow's turn. We are back to Falcon. Oh, moving a heroic feat. Okay, let's do it. Move and a heroic feat to clear this threat. So that will get shuffled back in. It does mean we have now expedited Green Goblin, however, which could be our comeuppance. He does have a token. He does have an attack, but cannot do anything with it. This gets shuffled back in. Ooh, I don't know if I saw that. Apologies. So he moved from here to here, cleared that threat. He has a heroic token left. And we've cleared this mission. But it does mean Green Goblin will now go. But before we do that, we will heal one. So we've got to move and attack. Okay. So, villain goes. Same. Bring a bam. And the magic formula. Not what we wanted, folks. So 3, and he's going to do a bam to cause 1 point of damage to Black Widow, knocking her out, which will put out a threat card and then a second threat card because he's going to bam again. Oh, it's Lizard. This is where it's all gone horribly wrong now, folks. I think we have just lost this game. Oh, that's frustrating. And as long as this is up, he gains an extra health. So I need to put an extra health on there. Oh, that is frustrating. And Falcon will take 2 points of damage from Lizard. He's only got 1 card left anyway, so we'll get rid of those 2 and we'll keep the move and attack. But at the moment, can't do anything. Just can't do anything. That is frustrating. Okay, back to Black Widow. She will stand up and heal. 1, 2, 3, and then draw her 4th card. So this is everything she's got now. Sorry, let's put them on. Okay. And she has got extra attacks. She needs a heroic feat. It is going to be this. No, we can't attack him yet. Oh, can't attack him. We need to defeat thugs or. Oh, that is so frustrating. Okay, we're going to chance it with this then. So move and a heroic feat. Which means she can do a heroic feat here. And move. Or in fact, and do a heroic feat there. Interesting. But I'm not going to move again. Oh. Which means Green Goblin is now vulnerable. Bar getting rid of that pigging civilian. So. Falcon, draw. Oh, it's an airstrike. This is it, folks. Can he? Oh, he can't actually attack though. Oh no, double move. In which case, we're better to do the move and attack. I think. Yes. So. Falcon will move 1 and 2. Will spend the heroic feat and the other heroic feat to rescue the civilian off of Green Goblin and then do the first point of damage onto Green Goblin. And we get to see what's the next master plan card So the master plan card is a move and a bam, which will put Green Goblin in Oscorp Tower with Black Widow. He'll do her 2 points of damage, which she can survive. He's going to put out two thugs on one. That we can survive that, and he'll put out another one of those. And then we just need to defeat. Oh, we might, by the skin of our teeth, we might just do it. Woo! Okay, it is Green Goblin's turn. He will move one and bam, which will do 2 points of damage to Black Widow. So that's fine. We'll put those two face down. The rest of his bam is he will put out a threat card in the next clockwise available location. It is Craven. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Hopefully not that we're going to need it. Well, I think we're going to run out of cards before that. And then he's going to put out tokens. So he's going to put 2 thugs on either side. Just take. And 1 thug on his location. Okay. It is back to Black Widow, who draws a single attack. We'll do an attack and see what the master plan card is. So she has a move and double attack. So she will do 2 points of damage. 1, 2. And then she has 2 attack tokens, which means she can do another 2 points of damage. 1, 2. Green Goblin is down to his final hit point. Woo! It is Falcon's turn, and he has 2 airstrikes. Falcon will indeed move from the Daily Bugle to Oscorp Tower. Will come down to Goblin and remove his final hit point. And will take care of the Green Goblin. Wow, that was incredibly close. Oh, that's hard. That is hard, particularly, I mean, that's challenge mode. So we did remove the double wilds from both. So we do have less cards. We have played the single wilds on each. We needed those. I mean, that was tough. That was tough. But we did it. We did it. Much better that way around. Definitely needed the heavy attack. Yeah. Brilliant. We did unfortunately lose Black Widow in that knockout, but other than that, we did it. Oh, wow. Green Goblin is hard. And he got that flipping body shield as well, but we managed to rescue that civilian. Wow. Love it. Love it. Fantastic. So that's another one done. We are moving on. Brilliant. So I hope you've liked that. I did like it and enjoy this. Very good. If you liked it, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe. It encourages me to keep putting these together, and I'll see you back at the table soon with our next venture. Ta-ta for now.